Want to do this, bitch? All right.
Okay.
Hey, pass me that funnel. Hey,
Let's
Chelsea,
get
go
to
over there
it.
and grab me that bottle real quick. All right, bitch, your life about to be different forever. Get
You
your head
dig?
on. All right, here we go. Now you have been officially baptized
In
in
the
the
game.
game. Now come and take a sip of this game. Pour it down your ear and let it drip to your
Y'all know how
brain.
we do over here, man. Go ahead, wipe your feet off at the door. Hit that thumbs up button.
Coming up, change your life, money, you dig? Now come and take a sip of this game. Pour it down your ear and let it
Yeah,
drip
we're
to
gonna
your
have another
brain.
classic today.
Run it up, run it up. Coming up,
Really coming up.
It's a full-time job trying to suck a duck. We having money, man, them bitches wanna fuck with us and
Fuck it up.
But I ain't got a dime, I made her run it up. I got some real track stars, they know who to run her up.
I can't let y'all hear that whole song, man. I give y'all a little tablespoon of that, but I can't let you hear the whole thing. What's up with it though, man? Y'all already know who it is and what it is. Freeze is it, man. The God anointed game appointed gentleman, once again, delivering this heat to y'all. You know what I mean? And I don't mean the heat like the sun. But this game hot off the press though. We're gonna have us a good one today, man. King Drew, I see you representing the beach. As always. Marcus Mitchell, top of it. Yeah, man. Like I say always, man. When y'all come into a pimp's domain, do a pimp a favor, wipe your feet off at the door, and what I mean by that, hit that thumbs up button one time, please, and thank you. Action Pack 901, what's up with it? First name, last name, Denver in the building, I see you. Thrash Guy Vega, yeah, man, Freeze is back like he never left, man. Player D, I see you. Brandon Carr from Memphis, what's up with it? Don Williams, Brian Green, I see y'all. Sir Jones, Jess, I see you, what's up with it? Tony Davis, well, I see y'all, what's up with y'all, man? Boss Player, Timothy Oliver. Okay, man, we got a good amount of people, so with no further ado, we gonna get right into it, man. Today, we talking about Onlyfans, aka Backpage Reloaded, because that's all it is. But first and foremost, you know what I mean? Y'all already know how we do at Casa de Freeze. You dig? We hydrate ourselves, man. We love ourselves over here, man. We put this love shit in our motherfucking bodies one time like so, you dig? Yeah, man. Yeah, I got a fresh gallon. I just started on this gallon probably 2 hours ago, man. Just freshly went and refilled my love. You dig? I don't know if this shit love me like I love it, or if I love it like it love me. We got a love affair going on, me and this shit right here, man. We got a cold love affair going on, man. Me and that love juice, you dig? But yeah, man. Like I say, today's topic, OnlyFans, Backpage Reloaded. You know, it's a lot of hype around this OnlyFans shit. A lot of people making it sound real good. And it's a very popular thing going on right now to create an OnlyFans account. So, you know, I know some people that's probably curious about it. I'm not really so curious about it. I was curious about it at one point, but I did a little bit of research and kind of, you know, answered the questions that I wanted to answer for myself, you know. So we gonna talk about it, man. Like I say, wipe your feet off at the door, man, when you come into a pimp's domain. It's 82 people in here, only 49 of y'all wiped your feet off at the door, man. hit that thumbs up button, man. Yeah. Go ahead and hit that thing one time. But yeah, like I say, man, this OnlyFans thing, right? See, the reason why I call it Backpage Reloaded is because I see the same types of people that flooded Backpage flooding OnlyFans. Motherfuckers always want to call a pimp when as soon as I go live, man. Damn. What is up? Ain't nobody called a pimp all motherfucking day. And they want to call a pimp when I'm live, man. Come on now. What's up with that? But Waterson 10, as always, I appreciate you with the $2 holla. Is subscribing to OnlyFans considered tricking?
We in these streets, you gotta stay.
Hold on. Okay, now, to answer your question, Waterson 10, is subscribing to OnlyFans considered tricking? Okay. I'm inclined to ask, what would your intentions be for subscribing to OnlyFans? You know, because I can only see it, you know, really one way, and that's to, you know, to satisfy certain desires, you know, which certain sensations, pleasure, you know, it's ultimately to please yourself. That's the only way I can see, you know, a reason for subscribing to OnlyFans. But, you know, so I, you know, unless you might be able to enlighten me, or somebody else might be able to enlighten me as to, you know, other reasons why somebody would subscribe to OnlyFans. But it's not big tricking, you know, because the average, from what I believe, from what I'm hearing, from what people are saying, I guess the average subscription is like $5 or $10 or something like that. I guess like people to see pics and vids of the glow men on there. Yeah, so you basically paying, and I appreciate you again for the $2 holla, by the way. But Waterson 10, basically you paying for those videos and pictures for pleasure, you know, to satisfy a certain sensation that you have. So oh, okay, I meant to say girls. You know, freeze, you know, this is a judgment-free zone, but I was, you know, in my head like the glow men. You know what I mean? But okay, it's all good though either way, but you meant to say girls, so girls it is. And I appreciate you again for the $2 holla. But yeah, you know, if you subscribing to see pictures and videos, then, you know, it's to satisfy a certain pleasure. And see, this is what I want you to understand about myself in particular. I can only speak for myself. I can't speak for everybody else in the game. Speaking for myself, freeze. You know, like, again, like I say, this is a judgment-free zone. And even beyond social media or YouTube or whatever, beyond the internet, just on some real life shit, me, I don't judge people for being who they are and doing what they want to do. You know, so if somebody want to do some tricking, like, I don't look at it as like a heathenistic thing, you know, like something that's just, oh my goodness. I don't look at it as like a terrible thing, you know. If that's what you want to do, if you want to trick, it's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Some people need to trick. It's some people in the world that don't do no tricking, that need to do some tricking, whose lives would be much better off if they did some tricking. You know, it's certain individuals whose marriages would be a lot healthier if they did some tricking. You know, it's individuals in the world that probably wouldn't have went crazy and did the crazy shit that they did if they'd have did some tricking. You know, tricking is therapeutic, you know, and to anybody out there that is a trick or that's thinking about doing some tricking or whatever the case may be, Like, don't feel bad about that shit. You know, it's not a terrible thing to do some tricking. You know, like, I got all the respect in the world for a trick that's just, just for the sake of tricking. Not talking about anything else that they do in their life, good or bad or whatever the case may be. I'm talking about just looking at a trick for simply what they are as a trick. I don't look down upon tricks, and I respect tricks being who they are and doing what they do. You dig? And that's all the way 100. You know, I ain't trying to be funny. I ain't trying to patronize nobody or nothing like that. It's just real talk. So, to answer your question, Wardison 10, my take on it, yeah, that would be tricking, but it's tricking on a very small scale, of course. But if you're doing it for the sake of pleasure, what you want to see pictures and videos, yeah, then that's tricking. You dig? But like I said, don't look at this channel as a place where we look down upon tricks, or we gonna talk bad about tricks and things like that. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. So, but like I say, OnlyFans, I call it Backpage Reloaded because in my eyes, that's pretty much what it is. It's people with the same mentality that were on Backpage, that were utilizing Backpage for the same reasons. That's what we have on OnlyFans right now. The same mentality that people had, that people approach Backpage with, they're now approaching OnlyFans with. And I know it's a lot of people that used to fuck with Backpage and went into a panic. They went to a frenzy, like, fuck, what am I gonna do? What we gonna do? Ain't no more Backpage, damn. And they looking at OnlyFans like, ooh, we got OnlyFans now. But, see, the same thing with Backpage, like with OnlyFans, the majority of people who approach it are approaching it with what I call an in-call mentality, which is a reactive mentality, a sit back and wait for it to happen instead of making it happen. Now, I'm not judging OnlyFans for the advent that it is. I believe it can be good depending on how you utilize it, just like Backpage. I don't criticize Backpage the advent that it is, or that it was. It's just something, that people utilize, and people can utilize it various different ways. Same thing with OnlyFans. People can utilize it various different ways. But what we're criticizing is the approach you have to OnlyFans, which to as the approach that people had to Backpage, which is, like I say, that let me create an account. I'm gonna get some money because I'm cute. I ain't got to sit back and do nothing. I don't have to, I don't have to do nothing. All I got to do is cute, and I'm gonna make some money. See, a lot of people think that, and it's funny because you got certain individuals who I would think are like the top people, the top the top revenue generators on OnlyFans. They'll say certain things like, been getting money on OnlyFans, so on and so forth. And then the little bitty motherfuckers that probably got like 2 subscribers on OnlyFans get on there like, that's right, tell them, bitch, we been getting it on OnlyFans. Then you go to the bitch OnlyFans that's chiming in and she got 2 subscribers and they each paying $5 a month. You know what I mean? And they probably ain't gonna be subscribers. They probably gonna cancel their subscription next month. So, a lot of people will have you fooled if you don't know any better. If you don't pay attention to certain things, they gonna have you bamboozled as to the potential with OnlyFans. Now, see, like Backpage, right? The thing that Backpage and OnlyFans got in common is, it's gonna draw all the lazy bitches, all the lazy motherfuckers. The ones that feel entitled to, certain things happening just because they a female, just because they was born with a pussy. They entitled to certain things, being handed to them. And just like with Backpage, a lot of them is going to be sorely mistaken. A lot of them are sorely mistaken right now. But, of course, on social media, they going to front and make it seem like it is what it ain't. Anthony Hooks, good looking with the $5 holler. Blessings to game, big bro. Drink more water. Indeed. Put some love in your life. You dig? Put some love in your body. Put some love down your throat and into your body. You dig? Hydrate yourself one time. But yeah, Dante Champion says OnlyFans is not the track. And see, that's true. And the track comes with more proactivity than OnlyFans or Backpage. That's true. But the sad thing is, you have a lot of bitches on the track that approach the track subconsciously with the same mindset and the same approach that they approach OnlyFans and Backpage with, and any of these other sites that are trying to replace Backpage, which, they not really, it ain't gonna never be another Backpage, but you got other sites going on that people are utilizing, but it's never gonna be another Backpage. And even Backpage wasn't nothing like phenomenal. Wasn't nobody making no phenomenal money on Back. Well, I ain't gonna say nobody. The majority of motherfuckers wasn't making no phenomenal money on Backpage. They just wasn't. You know what I mean? Like, I know that from personal experience, and the majority of motherfuckers that I talked to that was also utilizing Backpage, everybody know that shit was inconsistent than a motherfucker. You might have a few good weeks. You might have a few good days. At best, you might have like a month or two run or something like that. Then the well gonna run dry. It's gonna dry up, and you're gonna have to figure something else out. But yeah, like I say, you got a lot of bitches on the track that approach the track with the same mentality as they do OnlyFans and they did Backpage. It's a lot of bitches on the track that just stand around and they barely even talk to tricks. Some bitches don't talk to tricks at all. You know what I mean? Like, you got certain tricks that might get at a bitch aggressively on the track, like, hey, hello, I'm right here. I got some money. I'm trying to trick on you. What's going on? Hello, me over here. And bitches be in their motherfucking phone. That's most of these bitches' problem. They be in their phone like this. They be so into their phone, and they might look at the trick for like 2 seconds and then back to their phone. And you know what I mean? That's a trick that's getting at them aggressively. But some tricks ain't aggressive, but they got the same kind of money or more money. And a lot of these bitches is missing these tricks because they so into their phone. And even if they ain't into their phone, they just, like I said, they feel entitled to certain things just based on the fact that they was born with a pussy. Kush Dracula, good looking with the Big Ben, the $10 holler, you dig? Drink love. Indeed, man. We gonna sip this love all the time. But yeah, like I say, you got a lot of bitches, man, that even on the track, they think that just because they attractive females, or not even attractive females, just the fact that they a female, that they gonna get on the track because they hear all the shit. You know what I mean? They hear about certain bitches checking money on the track, and they think that just by going out there, they gonna succeed. And they gonna be sorely mistaken. The majority of them is sorely mistaken. Basically the bottom line is, when it comes to success with anything, you have to make it happen. Especially consistency. If you want to be consistently successful at something, you have to make that shit happen. The way these bitches approach the game and making money, It's like me going to the gym every day, just looking at the weights, thinking I'm gonna get on swole. Just walking up to the bench press machine, just looking at that motherfucker like, about to get swole as a motherfucker, man. Keep on coming to this gym, looking at these motherfucking weights. This shit going, man, about to get swole as a motherfucker. Look at that bench press. About to get swole. Then I walk over to the dumbbell rack. Motherfucking dumbbells, boy. Motherfuckers look good, boy. Them dumbbells, man. Motherfuckers be getting swole off them dumbbells, boy. I keep coming to this gym looking at these motherfucking dumbbells, boy. I'm gonna get swole. Woo-wee. Then I just look at the dumbbells for 2 seconds. Then I just go to the mirror like, with my chest poked out, flexing my arms, because I just looked at the dumbbells and looked at the bench press for 30 minutes. About to get swole. Now, if you seen the motherfucker at the gym doing that shit, you gonna laugh at their ass. Like, what the fuck is this motherfucker doing? This motherfucker ain't lifted one weight. They just looked at the weights and then went to the mirror and feeling themselves, and they come to the gym every day. I've been seeing this motherfucker for 8 days. Every day this motherfucker comes to the gym, don't lift nothing. They just look at the weights and go to the mirror and flex. What's wrong with this motherfucker? You know what I mean? It's the same thing with the track. You know, if a bitch just come out there, but she not talking to no tricks, and she just standing there, you know, thinking that she looking cute, but she really looking goofy, because it's like, bitch, what are you doing out here? You're not talking to no tricks. You talking to more hoes than tricks. Now that's what you know. That's when you know a bitch is crazy. A bitch will go to the track and stand out there for hours. And the tricks might outnumber the hoes 20-1. It's 20 tricks for every one hoe. But the bitch still talks to more hoes than she does tricks. Now that shit sound funny and crazy and whatever, but that's a reality. You have bitches that really do that every day. They doing it right now as we speak. It's a bitch on the track right now. And the track that she on, the tricks is outnumbering the hoes 20-1. But this bitch gonna talk to more hoes than she do tricks. That's crazy. And she think this, you know, because she just because she out there, or she might think that she cute, she might think that she look good, that she gonna get some money. It's like, no. You look just as goofy as a motherfucker going to the gym, looking at the weights every day, expecting to get swole. You look goofy as a motherfucker. So, you know, just like the motherfucker that go to the gym, and as soon as they get to the gym, their whole mindset is putting work in. They got a whole routine in their mind. You know what I mean? I'm going to hit these shoulders first. And after I hit these shoulders, I'm going to go do some pull-ups, work on my back. After I work on my back, you know what I mean? I'm going to go do some push-ups, or I'm going to hit the bench press. You know? After that, I'm going to do some dumbbell flies. You know, a motherfucker got a plan. So when they in the gym, you ain't gonna never see them standing around kicking it or chopping it up with the other people in the gym. You know, they on a mission. They going there with a purpose. So the whole time you see them at the gym, they gonna be putting in work, and it's gonna show. You gonna see motherfuckers having results like, damn. I remember when that motherfucker first started coming here 6 months ago, from 6 months ago till now, man, they done made some progress. Yeah, that's because they come there putting work in every day. And it's the same thing with hoes on the track. You know, hoes on the track that's out there, they go out there on a mission with a purpose. They talking to every trick that passed by. You know what I mean? And they not going to spend too much time. They're not going to be playing around. Ron Stokes, good looking with the $5 holla. What's your philosophy of keeping discipline and staying down until you reach your goal? Give me just a second, and let me finish this thought, and then I'm gonna get right to you. But yeah, like I say, that hoe that go to the track on a mission, you know, she already know what she gonna do before she get there, and as soon as she get there, she hit the ground running. She's gonna succeed. And the hoes that look at her over a 6-month period, they gonna see some changes. Her hair gonna look better, her nails gonna look better, her makeup gonna look better, her dress code is gonna look better. You know, if you look at her social media, her lifestyle is gonna be different. You know, because she gonna bear results because she there on a mission. She not there to play around. She not there to socialize. She not there to do the mannequin challenge and stand around and compete with the stop sign for who can stand on the corner the best. You know what I mean? That's not what a real hoe is going out there to do. A real hoe is going out there to thrive. A real hoe is going out there on a mission to break a trick for whatever he can, whatever he got, whatever he can give her. You dig? And for a bitch to succeed on OnlyFans, it's going to be the same thing. First of all, you got to understand what it takes to even succeed on OnlyFans, and then you have to get on a mission to make that happen. And OnlyFans is the most terrible place to try to approach with the mentality of, I'm cute, so I'm going to get some money on here. You're going to be sorely mistaken. Now, back to Rom Stokes. What's your philosophy of keeping discipline and staying down until you reach your goal? You know, I can say some eloquent shit and I can make it sound real good, but the bottom line is, it's just a matter of desire, man. It's just a matter of how serious you are about reaching that goal. When you have a burning desire, when you have an intense desire to reach a goal, you know, that desire is going to have an effect on your thoughts. You know, it's going to come to a point where it's dominating the thoughts in your mind. You know, and once it dominates the thoughts in your mind, it's going to have an effect on your behavior. And your behavior is going to center itself around whatever that goal is. And then at that point, you're going to be on your mission to make it happen no matter what. It's just, you know, it's as simple as that, man. It's about having a strong desire, an intense desire. You know, when you got an intense desire to make it happen, ain't nothing going to stand in your way. You might not know how you're going to make it happen. You definitely probably ain't going to know when you're going to make it happen, so on and so forth. But as long as you got in your mind that you're going to make it happen, it's going to happen. You know, the discipline is just going to come naturally. You know, that's just like if somebody find out they got COVID-19, hypothetically speaking, right? They might be a cigarette smoker. You know that COVID-19, you know, a lot of people that end up with COVID-19, especially those who go untreated or those who have underlying health conditions, it attacks the lungs. You know, the majority of them people end up with pneumonia. So, you know, the self-discipline part when it comes to smoking, it's going to be easy for a lot of people. You know, people that really value their life and don't want to die, they're not going to keep smoking cigarettes while they got COVID-19. Especially if they understand what they got. If they understand, like, damn, okay, this shit attacks the lungs. Maybe I need to quit this shit. Let me stop. That's what somebody who value their life is going to do. You know what I mean? Because they have a strong desire to live. So their desire is so strong, the self-discipline is just going to come naturally. You know, so it's the same thing with anything else. You know, it doesn't even have to be that dire of a situation. You know, if you have a strong desire for something, the self-discipline is just going to come naturally. And it might not, it ain't, when I say come naturally, I don't mean it's just going to be like the drop of a hat. Like, you know, you've been operating this one way or you've been doing this one thing for so long, and then at the drop of a hat, it's just over. You just done doing that. You just got such strong self-discipline against that, and it's just going to happen one night, overnight. No, I don't mean that, but when you have a strong desire to make something happen, the self-discipline is going to come a lot easier. You know, you might slip up, but, you know, bottom line, you're going to be able to resist whatever it is that you're trying to have self-discipline against, or you're going to be able to implement whatever your self-discipline calls for you to implement, and you're going to make it happen. You know, so the thing about it is just having a burning desire. Now, you know, there's certain things you could do to intensify that desire. You know, if it's You know, if it's fitness. If it's fitness, then, you know, you want to pay attention to people who do fitness. Maybe follow some people on social media that are into fitness. Subscribe to some fitness channels on YouTube, you know, so on and so forth. So, yeah, that's what I tell you about that, man. Like I said, I could dress it up and make it sound good and sound like some philosophical shit, but it's really just that simple, man. You got a burning desire, that self-discipline gonna come. Excuse me while I take a love break. It's 167 people in here. Only 118 of y'all wiped your feet off at the door when you stepped into a pimp's domain, man. Do a pimp a favor. If you have not, at this point, wipe your feet off at the door. What I mean by that is hit that thumbs up button, hit that like button one time for a pimp. Please and thank you. You dig? Yeah, so. But back to this OnlyFans thing. The topic at hand, the subject at hand. You dig? Like I say, don't be fooled. That's the bottom line. Don't be fooled by the fact that so many people is jumping on it. A lot of them that's jumping on it is falling flat on their face. See, and it's not to say that you can't be successful on OnlyFans, because you can. But the only way that I can see it, right, is that you have to somehow promote yourself via some outside source. It's no way that you just gonna, cause see, like, for instance, right, YouTube. Any one of y'all might not have a YouTube channel. Any one of y'all might not, if you create a YouTube channel, obviously you ain't gonna have no subscribers when you first create it, right? But any one of y'all could drop a video on YouTube and that shit'll go viral. And you don't put it nowhere else but YouTube. That's just where you put it, right? But other people can share your video on Instagram. Other people can share your video on Twitter. Other people can share your video on Facebook. So on and so forth, you know? And your video can go viral with you putting it just on YouTube. Same thing on Facebook. You can put a video just on Facebook. You might not have hardly any friends. You might got 5 friends on Facebook and 0 followers on Facebook. And you can post a video on there and that shit'll go viral. Millions of people will see it, right? Same thing on Instagram and Twitter. You can post some shit on Instagram or Twitter, shit go viral, and that's the only place you put it. And you don't even promote it or nothing. You just put it on there and the shit'll go viral. But see, the difference between OnlyFans and the other outlets the platforms that I just named, OnlyFans, you got to pay for that shit. So the content that you put on OnlyFans, as it is right now, and as I know it to be right now, there's no way for it to go viral unless somebody were to take it off of OnlyFans and put it on some other platform, maybe Pornhub or some shit like that. But at that point, you're not getting paid for the content, you know, because somebody is, you know, committing piracy on your OnlyFans account, you know. So like I said, it's no way for you to put content on OnlyFans and for it to go viral on OnlyFans. And then, you know, the people that's coming across your content on OnlyFans, because it done went viral, they subscribing to your shit. No, it don't work like that. You know, in order for people to see your content, they have to subscribe to you first. They got to pay that, whatever the fee is, the subscription fee, in order to see your content, whether it's 5, 10, 20, whatever, dollars per month. So with that being said, like I said, you'd have to promote yourself via some outside platform aside from OnlyFans. You know, so it would make perfect sense for somebody who has, let's say, 1 million followers on Instagram to create an OnlyFans account, and then they blow up on OnlyFans and they make, you know, thousands of dollars per month or what have you on OnlyFans. That makes sense because, they got millions of followers. So if they promote their OnlyFans page on their Instagram, if they put the link in their bio on Instagram, now it's 1 million people that's following them that could potentially see that link. And then, you know, if you got 1 million followers, you're going to have potentially millions of people who don't even follow you, but just go to your page on a regular basis. You know, because just being real, you know, it's pages that I don't follow, but I go to those pages every so often. You know what I mean? Like the Shade Room. I don't follow the Shade Room on Instagram, but I go to the Shade Room's Instagram page every so often. You dig? And they got millions of followers, so just imagine how many more people are like myself that ain't following them that's going to their shit. So I say all of that to say, if it's a bitch that got a page like that on Instagram, then, you know, it would make sense for her to blow up on OnlyFans. But a lot of bitches that got an OnlyFans page, they only got like 500-600 followers on Instagram, and their page is private on top of that. You dig? So that's what be funny to me too. Like when I see bitches on Instagram, they probably got like 1,400 followers and their page is private. So it's like, but they got the OnlyFans link in their bio. So, but they probably bragging to other motherfuckers about how much money they checking on OnlyFans. But okay, you got 1,400 followers on Instagram. Your page is private, so motherfuckers really don't even know what you look like unless they already know who you are without having to go to your shit. But that's only going to be a handful of motherfuckers. The majority of people that see you on IG, they don't know what you look like because your page is private. So they're that much less inclined to go to your OnlyFans, and then even that much more less inclined to subscribe to the shit. You know what I mean? They might go to your OnlyFans to see if you got like a better idea of what you look like on there. But basically the chances is slim to none. You know? So, and then even if you have a public profile on Instagram where people don't have to follow you in order to see your profile, you know, if you don't have a big following on there, then I mean, seriously, how are you gonna create a big subscription base on OnlyFans? How you gonna do that? You dig? So the bottom line is, you know, it don't make sense. All these bitches that's running and creating OnlyFans accounts, it don't make sense, you know. Or, you know, I could see like, just like I say, Instagram, same thing with Facebook. Or maybe if a bitch work at a strip club that's like real popping, which right now ain't none of the strip clubs open. But just speaking like for when the strip clubs were open and when they open back up, right? If it's like a super popping strip club like KOD or Tootsie's or something like that, you know, and they might be one of the more popular bitches in there, you know, and they talk to different patrons inside the strip club and they letting them know, I got an OnlyFans account, yada yada. You know, you might be able to get some subscribers like that, but even that, you know, that's on some like, you know, hand-to-hand, like personal approach. You're only gonna be able to reach so many people like that. So the bottom line is, you know, like, seriously, how are you gonna build your OnlyFans profile without having at least hundreds of thousands, if not millions of followers on one of these social media platforms. Like, how you gonna do it? I don't see it. It don't make no sense to me. I don't see how it's gonna work. You dig? So, like I said, the reality of it is the majority of these bitches, especially all of these bitches with small ass accounts, they got 10,000 or less followers on Instagram or whatever social media account they got. All these bitches that's running the Onlyfans and trying to make it look good and sound good, them bitches is lazy. They don't want to put no work in, you know, and if you don't realize that now, at some point you're going to come to realize that at some point you got to put some work in if you want to be successful. Whatever the fuck it is you thinking about doing, even if you're a drug dealer, if you're a hustler, a scammer, any of that type of shit. It seemed like easy money being a drug dealer or a scammer, whatever the case may be, but whatever it is, you know what I mean, or somebody is starting their own business, whether it's legal or illegal, you know what I mean, entrepreneurial, or, you know, you working for somebody else, whatever the fuck it is that you call yourself trying to do, if you're lazy, you're not going to succeed. You're not going to succeed if you're lazy. If you're a hustler in the streets, even if you're a robber, if you're a lazy ass robber, you're not going to succeed. You know, if you a burglar, if you a lazy ass burglar, you're not going to succeed. If you a lazy ass dope dealer, some of y'all who smoke weed, I don't even smoke weed, but I know. You know what I mean? All of y'all who smoke weed, y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Everybody who smoke weed had that experience where they call the weed man and that nigga sleep and he wake up out of sleep, answer the phone like, what's up? What's good? Oh, what's up with you, man? I was just trying to cop something off you, man, if you're available. Oh, man, I'm tired of the motherfucker, man. Come on, man. What's going on, man? I thought you was a hustler, man. I'm trying to, man, I need some trees ASAP, man. Man, I'm tired of the motherfucker, man. Call me back tomorrow, man. Shit, I ain't getting nothing. Call me back tomorrow. Man, what's up, man? Like, my nigga, ain't you the weed man? Nigga, I ain't the weed man right now. Nigga, I'm asleep, man. Nigga, click. You know what I mean? Everybody done went through that. You dig? So, on the other hand, that weed man, there's, you know, he gonna get up out of his sleep. He gonna, whenever he got somebody trying to cop, he there. You know what I mean? He gonna get the money. And then, once that person who called that weed man and that motherfucker didn't want to get up to serve him, once they find somebody else, they gonna keep going to that somebody else. That's always gonna be in their mind, like, man, that's so lazy ass nigga. I ain't fucking with that nigga no more, man. They gonna go to the new weed man that they find. You know what I mean? Especially if they always available, you know. So, and I notice because as I'm saying this, certain motherfuckers is coming to mind. Like, I've known certain niggas that done tried to sell weed and they just was lazy as a motherfucker. So them niggas, they always break even. They don't never come up. You know what I mean? They always just barely got their re-up money. And sometimes, you know what I mean, because they so motherfucking lazy and irresponsible, sometimes they gotta borrow some money for their re-up. So a lot of times them niggas they can't even re-up. And it's like, my nigga, what is you doing? Why is you selling weed if you can't even come up with your own re-up money? My nigga, let alone coming up. Come on, man. Oh, my bad. I forgot to Waterson 10. Good looking for the $5 holla. And you say, do you think prostitution will ever be legal across the USA? Yes, I do. The reason why I think prostitution will one day be legal, Waterson 10, is because if you just pay attention to the signs, there was once upon a time where nobody ever imagined marijuana being legal, right? Marijuana pretty much legal. It ain't legal federally yet, but it's a lot of people pushing for it. It's gonna eventually be legal federally, marijuana, but it's pretty much legal right now. Like you could like, if you in California or Colorado or Washington, them places where it's recreational, you can smoke in front of the police and they can't do nothing to you. You know what I mean? If they pull you over and you got some weed in the car, you know what I mean, they can't do nothing. You dig? So, we never saw that coming, but it happened. Another thing that motherfuckers really never ever seen happening was gay marriage. Nobody ever thought that you was gonna be able to legally get married as a gay couple in America. Nobody ever saw that shit coming. But here it is. Now you have gay people all over America that are married legally. So that's something that we never seen coming. Another thing that a lot of people don't see coming is prostitution being legalized. It's gonna happen, man. That's the next big thing that's gonna happen. It might not happen right away, but I say in the next 10 years, by 2030, by the year 2030, you know what I mean? Motherfuckers gonna dig in the archives of Freeze's YouTube channel. Remember I said this shit. And by 2030, prostitution gonna be at least decriminalized. Even if it's not legal, they gonna decriminalize that shit by 2030. 10 years from now. Remember I said that. I think honestly it's gonna happen sooner than that. But I say no later than 10 years from now, prostitution is not gonna be a crime in the US. Right, like Brett Richards say, once upon a time, alcohol was illegal. For real, they made that shit legal. So, yeah, prostitution gonna be legalized. For sure, for sure. Freddie P, good looking with the $5 holla, donating to the ism. I appreciate you. Good looking out. Yeah, so, yeah, prostitution definitely gonna be decriminalized or legalized. And see, you know me, I pay attention to that. I pay attention to the game, and I pay attention to the laws pertaining to the game and the changes, the legal changes pertaining to the game, right? I pay attention to all that shit, right? And there's signs that prostitution is gonna be legalized. Like a lot of places, like San Francisco is one place. I believe Seattle is another place. I believe Dallas is another place. These places, right? The district attorney in these places have let it be known that they're not going to prosecute charges, you know, relating to prostitution. They're not going to prosecute that shit. A lot of district attorneys in different cities have made that known to the law enforcement in that area. You know what I mean? Like, basically, don't even arrest bitches for prostitution because we not gonna prosecute that shit. We gonna reject it. It's gonna be a DA reject. So, you know, don't even arrest nobody. So, that's going on. And then one thing that's going on in California that took place, I think it was in 2018, which to me is crazy as fuck. But it's the reality in California right now. In California, underage prostitution is decriminalized. You know what I mean? So if you have an underage prostitute in California, if she's 17 or 16 or whatever, and she, you know, prostituting, they can't arrest her. She cannot be arrested for that. Now, to me, like I said, that's crazy. That's crazy because it's just crazy. You know, because, you know, some people when they get a taste of trouble, when they touch the fire, you know, then they realize the shit is hot. At that age, you know, that age is like you know, it could be a turning point for somebody that's young. So if they end up going to juvenile hall and realize that they don't like jail, they might say to themselves like, damn, you know what? Maybe this ain't for me. Basically, consequences. So, you know, when you young, consequences make you not do certain shit, right? Like, it's certain things that I got in trouble for as a child, and I didn't like the consequences of that shit. So for the rest of my life, I never did that shit again. You know what I mean? Because I didn't like the consequences of dealing with that. And it carried over into my adulthood. You dig? So that's just like stealing, right? I remember one time my daughter, when she was like 4 years old, she stole something out the store. You know what I mean? And, I, disciplined her, gave her some discipline for that. And I'm pretty sure, she's 10 now, so that's been 6 years. She ain't stole nothing since then, but I'm pretty sure she always gonna remember that experience. I mean, 4 is kind of young, but if she was to ever try that shit again, it's gonna be the same thing, and she gonna pretty much lock it in her mind. Maybe stealing ain't for me because I don't like the consequences of that shit. But it ain't no consequences for underage prostitution in California. But I say that to say, as fucked up as it is, I say that to say that the reason why I believe they decriminalize underage prostitution is because the viewpoint, the way they view prostitutes in America is shifting. It's shifted in a lot of places, and it's still shifting in other places. They're looking at them more so as victims now as opposed to criminals. Because they kind of put their own foot in their mouth with this whole human trafficking thing, right? Now, the human trafficking thing is working for them in the sense of going against the pimping. They get to put the pimping away for hundreds of years in cases where nobody was harmed, nobody was killed. Ain't nobody been killed or harmed in no type of way, but they put a motherfucker away for hundreds of years. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, somebody that does kill or harm somebody might get out in 5 or 10 or even 20 years or even 30 years. You know what I mean? At least they still got a date. But you got motherfuckers that then got caught up for human trafficking, which is a way they dress up the pimping and make the pimping look uglier than what it is. They dress that up a certain way so that the pimping get hundreds of years. They ain't never getting out. And nobody was killed. Nobody was harmed. They ain't never getting out. That shit crazy. But like I say, it's working it's in their favor in that sense, but it's backfiring on them because it's like, damn, we done portrayed the prostitute as the victim. So we can't just, we can't backpedal on that. We got to move forward. We got to press on with that. Well, if they victims, why are we arresting them? Why are we taking them to jail if they're victims? If they truly victims, because they try to make it like just every bitch selling pussy is a victim of human trafficking. Like it ain't no such thing as a bitch, selling pussy on her own. You know what I mean? Like, what you call that in that case? Is she human trafficking herself? Nah, they just sweep that type of shit under the rug. So they make it like every bitch selling pussy is a victim. So if every bitch selling pussy is a victim, why are we arresting them? That's why, like I said, a lot of places, prosecutors in those areas have made it known to law enforcement that they're not prosecuting prostitution cases. So, and a big part of the reason for that is, like I say, because they see them as victims. So I say all of that to say, yeah, prostitution gonna be legalized. You know what I mean? It's gonna get legalized, or at least decriminalized, because they see them as victims now, not criminals. But yeah, once again, it's 206 people in here. Only 181 of y'all have wiped your feet off at the door when you came into a pimp's domain. Do a pimp a favor. Wipe your feet off at the door when you come in. What I mean by that, hit that thumbs up button. Hit that like button for a pimp one time, please, and thank you. While I take me another small love break. But yeah, back to Onlyfans, aka Backpage Reloaded. You know, a lot of bitches are approaching that with an in-call mentality, a sit back and let it happen mentality, a reactive mentality, and you know, they're gonna have to be creative if they want to succeed in that shit. And a part of that creativity is gonna have to go along with proactivity, making it happen. You know what I mean? And like I say, at this point, a part of making it happen is, you know, having a big following on another platform and drawing traffic from that following on that other platform to your OnlyFans account. Because there's no way for your content on OnlyFans to go viral, because the content has to be paid for in order to be seen. So it's no way for the shit to just go viral and you make money from it. You got to get the money first and then people can see it. So no big following on another platform means no big following on OnlyFans. So Big Stack says, Freeze, would you make your chick popular on the internet to gain followers and make fetish pages? Sauce walkers / rappers in general making OnlyFans. Is it true doing things the old way is over? No. See, and I'm not talking about the gentleman that you named in particular, but I'm just speaking in general, right? See, some people have tried things and they didn't succeed at it and they didn't thrive at it, right? So, you know, people have a tendency to shoot down things that they haven't been successful at and they haven't thrived at, right? So the track is one of those things. The track is a thing that a lot of people have tried and failed at, right? And then because so many people have tried and failed at the track, you have a lot of people that have never even really fucked with the track for real that talk down on the track because of what they've heard. You know, whether they heard it from somebody who's actually in the game that didn't succeed at it, or they heard it from the news or a documentary or, you know, some other shit that come with a bunch of horror stories. You know? So I say all of that to say you got a lot of people that's going to talk down on the track because they never succeeded at it, right? And they're not succeeding at it right now. And they might have tried something that was, for them, easier. So they did that and they had more success with that thing that was easier. You know? So there it is there. So I say that to say, as far as the old way of things being over, no, because you have people getting rich off that shit right now. You know what I mean? You got people getting rich off the track right now. You got motherfuckers that, you know, got households with multiple bitches, and then multiple bitches is making thousands every day. consistently. So to answer your question, Big Stacks, no. The old way of doing things ain't over. You know what I mean? And you know how people always try to make it seem like they know some shit that everybody else don't know. And they doing some shit that everybody else can't do. Like, oh, you ain't up on this shit right here, man. Man, I'm doing some cold shit over here. And it ain't what it's cracked up to be, you know? And, you know, a lot of these people that try to present things a certain way, they're not any more capable than you are. They don't have any type of special abilities that you don't have. You know what I mean? That's another thing that'll make you, or at least me, it'll make me look at somebody like, well, what is it about you? Like, you not, you know, if somebody can do something that I can't do, or if somebody got, you know, some type of access that I don't have or something, basically if somebody got something going on that I don't have going on, I can respect that. You know what I mean? Like Sinful, for instance, you know what I mean? And which today is Sinful's birthday. So if you friends with Sinful on Facebook, or if you follow Sinful on Instagram, you know what I mean? Go ahead and shoot Sinful a birthday shout out. You dig? Show him some birthday love. But Sinful, like I said, right? Sinful's able to do things that I can't do. One of those things is sing. Just sing, period. You know what I mean? But he sings very well. I'm not able to sing, you know, so I can respect the fact that he can sing. You know what I mean? Him and anybody else that can sing. I can respect that. And I ain't gonna just, you know, downplay it like, oh, that nigga ain't shit. You know what I mean? With that singing shit. That shit ain't nothing. I can sing too. Like, nah, I can't sing. So I respect that. You know what I mean? Waters and 10, once again, with the $2 holla. Good looking. What about tricking? Will that become legalized? I don't see that happening. But, like, I don't see any type of legislation for the tricking coming into play, where, you know, they saying, oh, we're gonna decriminalize tricking. Now, with prostitution becoming decriminalized, you know, tricking will kind of like go along with that. But, you know, tricking, like, tricks do get arrested sometimes, but that's not something that happens a lot. You know what I mean? Like, I've never known of like a high rate of tricks getting arrested. You know what I mean? Now, when they do that Operation Cross Country shit, you know, they just go ham. They going, you know, that's once a year though, you know, where a lot of tricks might get swept up in that, you know, because they just arresting everything. You know what I mean? Everything that's pimp and hoe related to the game, the motherfuckers is arresting shit on that Operation Cross Country shit. So in that case, you know, a lot of tricks might get arrested, but that's a once a year thing. And it's only in select places. So I say all that to say, you know, in my eyes, as long as the trick is on top of his game and he paying attention and he being safe and all of that, and he's staying sharp, Trick ain't got nothing to worry about. Trick ain't 9 times out of 10, they ain't gonna really go to jail like that. King Fab, they have John stings all the time. They do, but like they don't sting on them. They after Johns like they after hoes or even pimps. like as far as, the prizes that they going after, Johns is really at the bottom of the list. They're not really going super hard on Johns like that. And then even when they do, the consequences ain't real harsh. You know what I mean? Like some places, Houston is one place, Phoenix is another place. If a prostitute catches more than 4 hoe cases, it's a felony and she can go to prison. I ain't never heard of a trick going to prison for tricking. I heard of hoes going to prison for hoeing. I've heard of pimps going to prison for pimping, but I ain't never heard of a trick going to prison for tricking. So, you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't worry about whether or not tricking is going to be legalized. Waterson 10, good looking again with the $2 holler. Will pimping become legal? Hell motherfucking no. Never. They will never legalize pimping. That's something that I guarantee you. They ain't gonna never, ever, ever legalize pimping. Maybe 1,000,000 years from now, when we all long gone and forgotten. But I'm calling never. They ain't never gonna legalize pimping. Well, I say this. As long as it's a black man's game, they ain't gonna never legalize that shit. Now, if there ever comes a time, which none of us really can see it right now, but let's just say hypothetically, let's just say over time the game evolves and it becomes a white man's game where, you know what I mean, the majority of men overseeing hoes on the street level and on the underground level, a non-corporate level, an informal level, the majority of the guys overseeing, like basically the majority of the pimping just become white. You know what I mean? All the pimps is white. Everywhere you go, you can't even find a black pimp. All the pimps is white. If it ever comes a time where all the pimps is white, then maybe they might legalize pimping. But it would take even a long time for that. But I don't see them legalizing pimping, never. You know what I mean? I don't ever even see a time where, the majority of pimps end up being white. Where, the game just transitions and morphs into a thing where, the majority of pimping is white. I don't see that happening. So, but if that were to happen, that's the only way I could see like a glimmer of hope for pimping being legalized. You know what I mean? Is if the majority of the pimping was white. Big Champ say white pimps be in them corporate offices. Yeah, we all know that, but I'm talking about pimping as we know it, like the game. You know what I mean? Like pimping and hoeing. You know what I mean? The type of motherfuckers that hoes that sell they ass choose. If the majority of pimps ended up being white, then maybe the shit might become legalized. But as it is right now, with the majority of pimping being black, no. They ain't never legalizing pimping. Again, man, if you ain't wiped your feet off at the door, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button one time, please, and thank you. James Burton say, pimping could become white. Look at American music. See, I look at pimping becoming white like I look at hockey becoming black. You know what I mean? Like, hockey is just some shit that niggas ain't interested in, man. Now, Of course, in the NHL, you got like a sprinkle of niggas here and there. You got a sprinkle of black men here and there. But I don't ever see hockey being a sport that's dominated by black men. You know what I mean? And I don't see it happening. Even golf, like even with golf, like, you know, Tiger Woods, he did his thing and he penetrated some shit that nobody ever probably thought a black man could penetrate. But Tiger Woods did that. But even still, golf is not a sport that's dominated by black men. You know what I mean? So I see that, like, I see pimping being dominated by white men the same way. You dig? It's just a sport that's, you know, it's just something that's, you know, meant for the black man. You dig? Just like hockey or golf is meant for the white man. You might have a few exceptions here and there, but no. Reading the comments, y'all. Excuse my pimping. Jerry Jones says, do you consider Dennis Hoff of the Bunny Ranch a real P? Now, Dennis Hoff, right? If you look up the definition, the Webster's dictionary definition of what a pimp is, then yeah, Dennis Hoff would be considered a pimp. And, you know, motherfuckers in the streets, we wouldn't be considered the pimping. Because what he does and what pimping in the streets do is two totally different things, right? Now, you know, the textbook definition or the dictionary definition of what pimping is, you know, somebody that, to paraphrase, somebody that gets clients for hoes or prostitutes or sex workers, what have you. Somebody who arranges clientele for, you know, women in the sex industry. That's what Dennis Hoff did. You know what I mean? He arranged the dates for the bitches. Like, the bitches didn't have to go out in any kind of way and promote themselves or, you know, make anything happen. You know, they just post up at the Bunny Ranch. The tricks come through. If they like them, they fuck with them. You know, it was up to Dennis Hoff to bring the clientele there. So, like I say, according to Webster's definition of what a pimp is, yeah, that would be Dennis Hoff. Now, as far as what we in the streets consider the pimping to be, no, Dennis Hoff wasn't the pimping. You know what I mean? He was not the pimping. You know, he just wasn't the pimping. You know what I mean? Because the pimping in the street don't set up dates for hoes. You know what I mean? The pimping is going to instruct a hoe, and it's on the hoe to take those instructions and make something happen with that. Dennis Hoff wasn't doing that, so I guess you could say, you know, he's a different type of pimp. It's two different types of pimping. The textbook definition and the street definition. He was the textbook definition of a pimp. So, there you have it. Royalty, Nick, feet wiped off at the door. It's been a while, but salute, P. I appreciate you for wiping your feet off at the door, stepping into a pimp's domain. You dig? Yeah, man. So, I'm going to answer a few more questions for a few more minutes, you know. And I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. But to sum things up, like I say, OnlyFans is basically Backpage reloaded, because it's just a magnet for lazy bitches. OnlyFans is just like Backpage was a magnet for lazy bitches. You know what I mean? Bitches who think that because they was born with a pussy, that they gon' whatever it is that they do pertaining to selling their pussy or making people want their pussy in some type of way, that they gonna succeed at it. You know, without having to put any type of work in, or without having to have any type of game, they just gonna succeed just based on the fact that they was born with a pussy. Them type of bitches, which I see as lazy bitches, those are the majority of bitches that's creating OnlyFans accounts and flocking to OnlyFans, right? You know, that's the majority of bitches. Now, you know, even with YouTube, and see, YouTube has a whole lot more potential than OnlyFans, right? But even with YouTube, you got to put some type of work in. You know what I mean? Like the people on YouTube that have big platforms, that have big channels, they put work in for that shit. You know? Whether it's somebody being an artist, a music artist, they do music and they got millions of subscribers on YouTube, they might not dedicate a lot of time towards YouTube in particular, but they dedicate a lot of time and effort and work towards their music. You dig? And that big YouTube platform just comes along with that work they put in on their music. But you have people that are just content creators on YouTube that have millions of followers. Them motherfuckers put in work. Like, I respect the fuck out of them type of people. You know, like, I'm not nearly on their level. I ain't even gonna try to pretend like I'm one of them types of people, you know, because they put in a lot of work and dedication. It's really it's more than a full-time job. The motherfuckers that got millions of followers on YouTube, they put in a lot of work. You know what I mean? So the people that don't put in a lot of work, they don't have big channels on YouTube. You know, some people might have like a moderate sized channel, but you know, people who don't put in a lot of work, no matter how good their content might be, if they not putting in a lot of work, they don't have a big channel 9 times out of 10. So it's the same thing with OnlyFans. You know, the majority of them bitches on there, they not putting in no work. You know what I mean? They're not putting in no work. So they're not gonna have a big platform. Just like the majority of bitches that was fucking with Backpage, they wasn't putting in no major work, so they wasn't checking no major money. They wasn't catching a whole lot of dates. They wasn't catching no big dates because they wasn't putting in no work. And along with putting in work, you gotta have some game. Back to content creators on YouTube with millions of followers or millions of subscribers. Them people got game. You know, it not only takes work, but it takes game as well. You dig? You got to put in a lot of work and you got to have some cold game. You dig? So it's the same thing with OnlyFans. Not only do them bitches got to put in work, but they got to have some type of game. And that's one thing that kind of goes hand in hand. Lazy bitches, they don't have an appreciation for game. You know, just like people who put in work, they have an appreciation for game. Because somebody that's putting in work to make some shit happen, if you give that person some game on how to make happen what they're endeavoring to make happen more effectively and faster and better, they gonna take that game and they gonna run with it. You know what I mean? Like, you might have a motherfucker that's trying to build something, they putting in work, they trying to build, and they only working with a screwdriver. That's all they got is a screwdriver. Then somebody else wake them up and be like, here, man, take this power drill, man. you be able to make them screws go in a whole lot faster, man. You be able to work a lot more effectively and get more done in a shorter time frame. They gonna take that motherfucking power drill and make it happen. They not gonna get lazy with the power drill. Oh shit, I got this power drill, so I ain't gotta work as hard. Nah, they gonna still work hard with that power drill. They just gonna build whatever they building twice as fast and get to the next project as opposed to working with that screwdriver. So it's the same thing with anything else. You know what I mean? Like if you got some game, if you have an appreciation for game, you're gonna take that game and you're gonna run with it. But lazy bitches, they don't have an appreciation for game. So when you try to give them some game, they gonna frown upon it like, game, I don't need that shit. I'm cute. That's how these lazy bitches be. I don't need that shit. I'm cute. I'm popping. My ass is fat. My titties is big. My face is pretty. I don't need that shit. Game. Fuck I need game for. I'm cute. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, man, I say that to say for anybody to succeed on OnlyFans, they're gonna have to have some game and they're gonna have to have some work ethic. 1 or 100 deep. My super chat account is acting crazy. You got Cash App? Yeah, my Cash App is freeze. Dot is it. No. I take that back. I'm tripping. My Cash App is one word. Freeze is it. Just like it's spelled on the channel, FREEIZIT. But it's one word. So my Cash App is freeze is it, one word. And I appreciate you, 1 or 100 deep. You dig. Jay Jones say because they ain't fucking with the pimping. That's real. Like, it's crazy because you got bitches in the game, and again, these tend to be the lazy bitches, right? The OnlyFans / Backpage type bitches, right? These OnlyFans / Backpage type bitches, they are so spiteful towards the pimping, along with being so lazy. They so spiteful towards the pimping that they just, because the pimping, we promote game. We always talking about game. Game will do this for you. You can make this happen if you got some game. Game, right? They so spiteful towards the pimping that whatever we promote, they just anti that. Also, pimping talking about game. I show them I don't need no motherfucking game, and I'ma still make it happen. That shit is crazy. Yeah, so, you know, that's a big part of the reason why bitches ain't got an appreciation for game, because like Jay Jones said, they not fucking with pimping. And within them not fucking with pimping, them being so spiteful towards the pimping, you know, they try to make everything happen without game. And that's what we call working harder, not smarter. You dig. Mac Doja say game for what? You see all these face tests? For real. My face test is popping. Cuz. On the set. Dead homies. I'm so tired of hearing supposed hoes talking about dead homies. Like, okay, bitch, you know what I mean? We know you come from that lifestyle and everything. But, you know, when you in an environment with pimps and hoes and you dealing with tricks, you know what I mean? You don't need to be talking about dead homies. You don't have to incorporate dead homies in everything that you do, bitch. Come on now. All right, now, well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. But as always, first and foremost, before you leave, if you didn't wipe your feet off at the door when you came in, please do so now. What I mean by that is hit that thumbs up button. And I appreciate all of y'all for hitting that thumbs up button. I appreciate all of y'all for tuning in. I appreciate all of y'all for subscribing and hitting that bell when you subscribe. I appreciate all your comments, questions, feedback, input, so on and so forth. I appreciate all the shares. And I appreciate all the super chat contributions. And 1 or 100 for the super chat, for the Cash App. Freezes it. I appreciate you for that. I appreciate all of y'all for supporting in every which way that you do. And y'all already know, man, we gonna do this again. It's always, oh shit, come on now. It's always a pleasure to chop it and pop it with y'all. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up and make sure you put some love in your body at some point before the day is over with, please and thank you. But yeah, man, freezes it. If y'all out in traffic moving around, please do so in a safe fashion. And hold on, let me show y'all. I ain't playing. Corona masked up. You dig? Yeah, man. Don't let these people fool you, man. Even if they done opened up the area where you at, get you a Corona mask, man, and keep your Corona mask on, man, because that COVID-19 shit ain't playing, man. You dig? It's not playing. So go ahead and put your mask on, you dig? And be safe if you out there in traffic moving around. Freezes it. I'll holler.